Adesope is coming out to say, you know what, Olamide is Lil Wayne of 2013 to 2014 or 15 or so. That is really interesting to understand because Olamide has been helpful to a lot of people. Even Tiwa Savage actually talked about Olamide, how Olamide wrote a song for her and then appeared in the remix of that song or in the song, and that is really inspirational to understand. I think Olamide has actually impacted in Afrobeat more than the hip-hop community. That is something we need to talk about some other time. But Adesope has this to say about Olamide.
In my opinion now, and I posted it on social media, Olamide 2024 is in the Lil Wayne 2010 to 2014 era.
That's a mouthful, man.
Bro, I'm telling you, brother, go out there right now.
Mix them Wayne.
Where he was dropping verses for everybody.
Yeah.
In the last 3 weeks, Olamide has given everybody from CK to Omolade to Ayo. Bro, go on his Apple or go on his Spotify and see how many collaborations that brother has. Olamide right now in Go. Olamide Bado is ready to come out and play. The cultures, we're desperate for it.
Now, what is your own take? Do you quite agree with Adesope on this? I want you to put your own opinion in the comment section. Based on what I believe about this, to an extent, I agree with Adesope because when you check the recent trends of Olamide, when you check the recent projects of Olamide, you will understand what Adesope is trying to capture. Relating that to Lil Wayne, then you will understand what it is for Olamide. What is your own take about all of these stories? Put your own comment in the comment section. Do you know that Davido was inspired by the lives of Wizkid, Wandeko, P-Square, and a lot of people? He said this at a particular interview, and a lot of people are getting to understand it from that dynamic point of view. I think to an extent, Wizkid has an impact in the career of Davido. But one thing is really disturbing to an extent. The way Wizkid is really bitter about Davido is quite expensive, because if you influenced somebody to becoming what it is today, you don't need to make noise about some things. You don't need to become enemy to the person, or you don't need to come down to the level of the person and start fighting. That is something I need to talk about, because the FCs and the 30 BGs, they are not helping matters on this. That is something I got to understand about all of this, and we still got some important stories around this that we need to talk about. But before we jump right in, I want to say thank you guys for watching our videos, and thank you for the love so far. If you are new here, you can click the subscribe button below and the bell notification icon. Davido's Aoke featuring YG Mali has surpassed 10 million streams on Spotify. That is a big congratulations to them, and a lot of their fans are really celebrating already. I think this Aoke is getting the most attention out of Afrobeat. That is something I believe about the story. When you check the Apple chart, it's still on top 10 right now, and some people can really attest to that. We have the likes of Wizkid on still Apple chart with his Kese Dance, and that is really interesting to understand. Something is really coming in from the camp of Wizkid FC, and these guys, they don't cease to amaze people. Somebody came out, he's a Wizkid fan, he said, you know what, favoritism aside, Wizkid has more hit songs than Chris Brown, but we are not ready for this conversation. Yes, another person came out to say, be like you escaped from Yaba. Sometimes being a fan of somebody doesn't mean that you have to lose your senses alongside it. That is something I got to understand. For this guy to come out to say Wizkid has more kind of his songs than Chris Brown, I think this guy is not open to listening to global sounds. That is something you need to understand. Most of the area they've heard about Chris Brown, they have not heard about Wizkid. That is another thing you need to understand, because Chris Brown has been there for a very long time. That is what some people are really talking about. But sometimes when these FCs or when these fans talk about a lot of things, they talk about things with their kind of small minds. That is something I got to understand. You don't have to lose your senses on this because you want to fan an artist, and that is quite disturbing. And somehow some people will look at you like, is it that you want to spin some kind of conversation, or are you trying to be ignorant about a lot of things? I want your own opinion about this so that we can get to understand it from a different point of view. Seyi Tinubu may be the next Lagos State governor. That is something we are really getting. According to a particular report, the coalition of Nigerian youth leaders, has actually come out to say, yes, we are passing endorsement and a vote of confidence on Seyi Tinubu to becoming the governor of Lagos State. Now, a lot of people are now reacting, and this is quite disturbing. I saw a lot of comments on this, and somebody even said, Iyaloja, Tinubu's daughter, may become FCT minister at the end of the day. They are trying to make it a family affair, while some other persons are saying this is not really possible. This could be possible to an extent. Nothing is impossible with this kind of people we have in power. So that is something I believe about that, and somehow some people are now responding to this. But what is your own response on this? I want you to put that in the comment section so that we can have a glimpse at what you feel about this. Davido showed me that getting plagues with Afrobeat songs is possible. Wizkid showed me that where you come from doesn't limit how far you can go. And Burna Boy showed me that delay is not denial. That is a tweet coming in from CK. And it wants you guys to actually ponder about this, because we need to stop this competition to an extent, between Davido and Wizkid, Burna Boy. They need to help us to stop it. The lives of Wizkid is not helping matters in this, because from time to time he's always tweeting about all of this, and this is making me to speak about this, and then so that you will get to understand my own kind of intentions and actions around this. If Wizkid decide to keep quiet about all of this, it's going to be all possible for this competition to die down. That is something I believe. But the FCs and the 30BG fans out there, they still need to help matters, and people around them need to help matters. That is something I still believe about that. Talking about Wizkid actually inspiring Davido, he said this at a particular interview and conversation, and a lot of people can really understand that from a dynamic point of view. And this is coming in from Davido. He said, I was inspired with the way girls in club Rehab in Atlanta years ago went crazy when Wizkid, P-Square and Wandiko walked in and started spraying money. I just wanted to be like them. That is coming in from Davido. Let's catch a glimpse of that.
So I remember this exact story. So I'm in Nigeria for Christmas, you know what I'm saying? So we go to the club. Right. And we go to the club. Mind you, I was just with these artists in America, went to the strip club. And then another set of artists walking, I think P-Square, this club called Club Rehab, P-Square, Wizkid was there. Wizkid was just coming up. And then one day another artist was there. Boy, they walked in, all the girls went crazy, boy. You know what I said? I want that.
I want that.
Yeah.
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 I know that feeling. I know that feeling.
I said, I look myself now. I said, what's the apple? I'm fresh now. What's the
Yeah.
So I was and I knew I had the drive. That's what I wanted to do. So I said, I'm going to go and talk to my dad. I tell my dad that I want to transfer my credit from my college.
But right now, it has become a rival between Davido and Wizkid. I think Wizkid is not taking things lightly, and Wizkid is not behaving maturely. That is something I kind of understand. I've read his tweet, and it does not come from a place of love and maturity to put all those kind of tweets from Wizkid, and that is really hateful to an extent. That is something I need to tell you about all of this, and a lot of people are really responding to that kind of big story out there. You need to understand that Davido several times has made attempts reaching out to Wizkid to make we squash this beef and the rest. At the time in 2023, they agreed to do that, but something happened along the way, and Wizkid decided to rant about certain things, and some people said maybe they don't provoke Wizkid around those things. We need not assume a lot of things. That is something I need to tell you. The likes of Sanclef a lot of people around them, they are not helping matters. Sanclef is really bitter about Davido that he cannot really hide it again, and this thing is taking a toll on Sanclef that is even affecting the image of Sanclef. The appearance, the physique of Sanclef is being affected by this hate for Davido, and a lot of people are not looking at it from that direction. Many people, they don't even know Sanclef again as one time a big music producer because of this kind of things. And I think people like that, people like Buju and a lot of others, they are not helping matters at all. You may have a difference between somebody or differences between a lot of people. You don't need to go about living your career and focusing on this. And if care is not taken, it's going to affect Buju big hard. That is something I believe about these kind of things, and they should help matters to an extent. Davido has made attempts reaching out to Wizkid and the rest, but in recent time Wizkid even used the attempt of Davido to mock Davido. That is quite disturbing and expensive at the time. I think Wizkid needs to actually watch it. Remember how Wizkid went after Don Jazzy? Wizkid has done a lot of things. I think is becoming, Wizkid is really in a bitter place. You can't be happy and be tweeting all those kind of things. And I love the, kind of ignoring that Davido is giving to Wizkid, and that is really painful to Wizkid to an extent. And even Sanclef cannot stop. He does not even have the control over his bitterness right now, and that is consuming him to an extent. What are your own takes about all of this? I want you to put that in the comment section so that you can have a take on this. Before I jump off, I want to say thank you guys for watching our videos, and thank you for the love so far. If you are new here, you can click the subscribe button below, the bell notification icon to always get notifications each time we upload our videos. I love you guys. Keep supporting Afrobeat blog across social media platforms.